Hi everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. This is another Kaldheim draft in preparation for the upcoming Open. We're stuck on the most useless screen in all of Arena. Alright, at least we don't have to wait through it a second time. So what do we have today? Calamity Bearer is really good in a giant deck. Obviously, it's even though it is just a single colored card, like if you're a like white-red aggressive deck, it's just going to be kind of a hard to cast creature that it does sort of have 6 power for 4 mana. That's just all a way of saying this actually isn't that exciting outside of specifically a dedicated giant deck, where it is extremely good. Outside of that, there's Bound in Gold, which is it's okay in this format. This is not a great card in this format. Rune Crown is okay. This 2-drop is okay, but if I was going to pick a red 2-drop to start, I would just pick Axguard Cavalry. I guess I'll just take Calamity Bearer. Struggle for Skemfar also would have been okay. Oh, should I just go all in on Giants? Just Giants and Changelings? What are the other options? The options are like Snow-Covered Island, Sculptor of Winter. If you really like this pick, I guess you could take it. The pick is... I wasn't a believer when the set first came out. It was better than I gave it credit for, but it's still not a card I would be very happy to second pick. I guess I'm taking this. So, the thing about this card is you really want to have a lot of, a particular creature type. The good news is that in blue there's Mistwalker, which is great. There's also what the Lityara, I don't know what it's called. It's a 2/4 that goes really late. So I'll probably wind up with a bunch of copies of that in my deck, I would think. Here, this is an easy pick, Bergstrider. It's a giant, which is what I want. And it's just a very good card on its own. What now? So it seems like I'm very likely to be red-blue. I guess I, in theory, could be blue and something else. I don't have to play this Reflections card. This is probably the best card in the pack right now, but it's a gold card in neither one of the colors I've started. So I think it's really going to come down to, do I want this Surtland Frostpire, which is... fine. I mean, the only thing that really recommends this card is it's a land. Like, it replaces a land in your deck. Or the Firewalker. I think I'll just take this. I don't think I'm going to miss a Firewalker. Okay. This is a good card for a giant deck, obviously. It says Giants in the name. It's just a very good card if you wind up actually having Giants. So you take advantage of all 3 modes. If you're just getting like a Scry 2 and a draw, that's still an okay card, but I mean, that's basically you've just played Curate at that point, which oftentimes isn't played. I'll take Invasion of Giants here. If I'm lucky, this Undersea Invader will wheel and it might make my deck. I do want to pick up some Snowlands as well, but I think out of that pack, I definitely want Invasions of the Giants. I'll take Bind the Monster. This is a pretty good card. Alright, what do we got here? I am trying to draft a tribal deck. I don't know that going up the chain with Pyre of Heroes for Giants is actually worthwhile. Because I'm never, like, I guess if I had the green 1/1 changeling in my deck, maybe that would start the chain. I don't think it's very realistic that that's going to be a good card. I'll just take Run Ashore. Run Ashore plays a lot better than it looks, I think, in this format. Here, I'll take this Harbinger. Right now, it's not looking like the Harbinger's going to be a great card in my deck, but usually it's pretty good in red-blue. At a minimum, it gives me a mana towards casting Run Ashore. This is my original pack back again. I think I would hope to not play any of these cards. If I was playing on day 2 of the Open, it would be best of 3, so I would definitely take Annul. Annul is a useful sideboard card in this format. Given that we're not sideboarding, I'll just take the Draugr Thought Thief, which will probably not make my deck. I don't think there's any way I want to play an Annul in my main deck. There's a different option for a mediocre 3-drop. So there's a Tormentor's Helm, which is actually a very efficient equipment. It's probably not, like, I'm hoping for it to not be necessary on my Giants, though. I think I'll just take a second Harbinger. This Mists of Lityara card is very mediocre. I would probably play either of these 3-drops over it. But we have our option of red-blue filler at this point. I don't remember. Is this next pack where the Undersea Invader might be? It's possible I've already missed it. I definitely need to pick up the pace on the Giants if Reflections of Lityara is going to be a good card for me. Smashing Success. No, thank you. Okay, we've got the Cosmos Elixir, which is okay. I think I would rather just pick a Giant out of this pack. So the options are Doomscar Titan or Mistwalker. Foretell a card from your hand or cast an instant or sorcery spell. So I can pay the Harbinger can pay the foretell cost, but not the more expensive cost. I think I'm just going to take the Mistwalker here. This thing is a good card, but I'm more concerned with making sure my curve stays low. One of the ways that red-blue decks go bad in this format, I think, is they wind up having too high of a curve. Because there's a bunch of mediocre Giants at common, and you can easily wind up filling your deck with them and then just not having enough good cheap plays. So we got a Demon Bolt or a Bergstrider. I think I'm going to go for the Bergstrider. I wouldn't always make this pick, but I've got 2 payoffs for having Giants. So I do want to wind up with a decent number of Giants. X-Guard Cavalry is going to be a good card in my deck. I'm casting, 4 and 5 mana creatures. Giving them haste is quite strong. And you need stuff to do on turn 2, obviously. Oh, here we go. The Lityara Kinseekers. That is the name of the card I was trying to think of earlier. And I guess that's going to be the pick here. Kind of disappointed to be picking one of them so early, but this pack really offers nothing else for me. I guess I could play Strategic Planning if I really had to, but I really don't want to. So far, these Harbingers are looking like they're not going to be very good. I don't think I'm going to wind up short on cards, but I am a little bit concerned that I don't have very many outstanding cards. This thing again. Three mana Scry 3. And a Dream. I don't have any Snowlands, so I'm definitely not taking Pilfering Hawk. I don't want a 4th Harbinger. I know that that much. I think it's between Inga Rune Eyes and Goldvein Pick. I'm not anticipating this being a very good pick deck. I think I'm going to play two colors, and I'm not going to play a ton of cheap evasive things. All right, I'm not going to take the Frostpire for sure. The Fjord is just clearly better. The only question is, would I take Craven Hulk instead? I do want some snow lands to make my Bergstriders a little better. This is an okay card if you don't have snow, but it gets to be a very good card if you do have snow. I think I'll just take the Fjord. A little bit sad to be missing on a Craven Hulk, but you can't have everything. Should I take Raven Form? It's definitely not a good card, but it is a serviceable card. It's between Raven Form and this Immerstorm Raider. The Immerstorm Raider, in order for it to be a relevant body, it really needs some help from, playing equipment or auras or something. And I don't think I'm going to be playing those things. Wow, I could just have an unlimited supply of Frostpires. I don't think I'm in the market for that. I think I'm just going to take the second run ashore, overseas the spoils. Should Disdainful Stroke and a helmet. I think I'll take the Disdainful Stroke. I think the main decking Disdainful Stroke isn't that bad of an idea. The problem with it is that once you're playing against people who are better at drafting the format, they do tend to play a lot of really aggressive white decks where Stroke is, basically uncastable. So I would try not to play it in my main deck. It's definitely a card that is like a premium card for best of 3, though. Harbinger number 4, I don't even know what this card does. None of those options are good. I could hate draft Wither Crown. Also not a good option. All right, here's a case of emergency. I could play at Giant. Oh, so our Giant count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not great. I think the Undersea Invader is probably going to make my deck. Ooh, this is a good Giant. There's also this thing, which is a good Giant. I think the Cyclone Summoner is going to be better for me. Is this a wizard? It doesn't even bounce the Harbinger. Yeah, I think I'll take the Cyclone Summoner. I definitely would have been happy with the Basalt Ravager. Frostaugur. I've had so many of these in my various practice drafts I've done. At one point I was averaging, I think, over 2 a draft. I'm not going to take it here because I don't have enough snow stuff. Also, it's just really not that good of a card. I'll just take Behold the Multiverse. Another Giant, I guess. I didn't get any copies of Squash, which is really disappointing. No Squash, no Glimpse of the Cosmos. I didn't get Agar. Red Blue Giants can be a really good deck, but I don't think it really supports multiple people at a table drafting it, and it doesn't feel like it's been super open. Right now I've got 20 spells and 2 lands, so I would like to get 3 more spells. If I needed to, I could play a few of these cards. I'd like to get 1 or 2 more snow lands as well. Which would I prefer? Provoke the Trolls or Frostbite? I'm really paying a lot of extra mana to deal 1 more damage. I'm assuming Frostbite's never going to deal 3 in my deck. I guess my deck's already capable of having it deal 3, so maybe it could. Every once in a while you use this to do +5/+0, but mostly it's just 3 damage to your opponent's creatures. So I think I'll go with Frostbite. Frostpeak Yeti really does not seem to be very good in my deck. Don't really want the Raider. But I planned Off-Color Snowland. Maybe. I don't think I would play the pick in this deck. Another giant. Another one of the expensive giants. I think I'm going to go with the cheaper card. I'll just take the Cavalry. Ooh, Squash. What does this do? Nothing. Nothing is the answer to that. And a Craven Hulk wheel. Nice. I think I'm going to cut a Raven form. Gotten a little bit more removal. I'm not going to play any of these. Not going to play any of these, but I could have had so many annuls if I wanted to. Ooh, rare draft. I guess one question is it really worth playing Ingaroon Eyes? I think the answer is probably yes. Scry 3 is a lot. It's probably a little bit worse than draw a card on average, but there are going to be times when it's substantially better than draw a card. Like once you no longer need lands, it's probably better than draw a card. But on turn 4, it's probably worse than draw a card. It's going to be painful if I wind up using... Well, I guess Cyclone Summoner, if I bind the monster on creatures, it's going to be kind of annoying, but not because I'm going to have to pay life to rebind the creatures, because the monsters are just going to be in the graveyard. So that's the deck. I don't think there's any need to change anything about it. I don't really have... I have options, I guess, but none of them are actually very appealing to me. I really would like to get Glimpse the Cosmos. That card is what makes playing Giants fun. Reasonable hand. Not a very good curve, but it is 3 lands, 4 spells, 2 colors of mana, and the cheap card, so I'm not going to mulligan. Ooh, that makes my hand a lot better. I would say this deck is probably a little above average, but certainly nothing special. And the list of things I wanted to draw, another 4-drop wasn't that high on my list. Okay. I'm going to start by just playing these because they deal much damage. And it's not really clear how I would utilize scrying Inga anyway. Maybe I want to play Inga this turn, scry to get my lands. Wow, this is a little bit painful. I think those are all bottom. There's a Dwarf Berserker and a Human Wizard, so there's not any overlap there. Feels like I've probably fallen too far behind. Alright, I have an actual curve this time. So another red-blue Giant's Mirror. This taps for blue, so it does allow me to cast Run Ashore, even if I draw nothing but mountains for the remainder of the game. I don't know that I've ever noticed this Brushwag pet before. That's pretty cool. Worth dealing 1 damage. To potentially put the Frenzied Raider through. I think the answer is no. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Reflections of Lityara next turn. Turn after that, I'm probably going to play Bergstrider. I might play Run Ashore. But I'm just going to bank on overpowering my opponent with Reflections of Lityara as the game goes on. I don't think this game's really going to come down to like racing. Oh, did I misordered? Should have. These should be swaps. That was pretty bad. Broken Brow. I'm double blocking the Necromancer. What does Boast in the Sky do? Make him 5 power. I don't think they can cast Squash here. Yeah. I think we're just trading with the Mistwalker. It's fine. And I really blew it with the order of those two. It was bad. I think I'm still hanging back on defense, though. Is there some way with blocking I can maybe make this thing trigger? I don't think so. Three more creatures died this turn. Wait, is this actually going to trigger? I think it is. So my opponent has more. Do you have more, opponent? Give me more. More, please. Let the game progress, at least, please. Run amok. Okay. Glad I double blocked. I guess I hadn't double blocked. I'm just going to chump with the Harbinger this turn and play the Undersea Invader. Playing the Frostbite on the Pup and playing the Pyre just doesn't use my mana very efficiently. It's not like the Harbinger is a high value card. Also, this does require them to spend some mana on their turn too. Probably at this point doesn't matter, but maybe it does. They're never going to expect the bargain basement Torrential Gear Hulk. Nobody ever does. I'm going to play both Frostbite and Run Ashore this turn. I don't think the game's going to last long enough that the Pyre's actually going to be useful. My discount Undersea Invader does kill pretty fast with Reflections of Lidyara. Or my discount Torrential Gear Hulk, rather. We've raised the Draugr. Probably dead. A lot of Fronted Raiders. Reasonable-ish curve. 2 6-drops in my opening hand isn't amazing. But my deck has a kind of high curve, especially for being only 17 lands. I might have messed up by not playing an 18th land. Fortunately, I got another 6-drop. I guess I do sort of have more than 17 lands, because I have these guys and they do cast my 6-drops. Not that they really do much else for me in my deck. This is going to get out of hand quickly. Please attack me, opponent. What are you doing? I won't fight back. I can't even fight back. This really isn't going very well. I don't think I can... I can survive for sure. I don't know that I can get to a point where I can actually start turning the corner and getting back in the game, but I suppose I'll try. I think it matters which way I do. Run ashore there, I think they're going to keep both of them either way. Yeah, that was not what I needed. I guess run ashore again, but I'm at the point where I'm going to have to be chumping their lands. Alright. A hand where I can play a turn 2 Invasion of Giants. This is what I need more of out of this deck. Should I play a turn 2 Invasion of Giants, though? Could instead play a turn 2 Carful. Harbinger. Could also just Frostbite this, which I think is what I'm going to do, sadly. If they had another Snowland and they made it a 2-3, then my Frostbite no longer works. Oh. I needed this Glimpse of the Cosmos. Now next turn I can play this thing as a 3-5 because I'll have triple zombie or triple wizard, your pick. They have all Snowlands, so I'm still not going to be able to block the Ice-Side Troll. Start out doing this because I do want to make a land drop this turn. I think I do want to play the Hulk as well. Should I play this as a 3-5 or should I play the Craven Hawk? I think I should play this as a 3-5. I think I might want to block. They might attack with the Sculptor Winner. I'm not going to block the Ice-Side Troll. The Scry doesn't hurt either. I'm going to bind the Ice-Side Troll and play the Craven Hulk. Next turn I can Bergstrider the non-Volt Recluse potentially, or maybe finally play this Invasion of Giants that I didn't play on turn 2. I said in one of my other videos that Eyeside Troll really does not play as well as you would think it would. If you're not familiar with the format. There's just so, like, the indestructibility on it is a little bit clunky, and there are so many ways to get around it. Make it really not that exciting of a card. Put a little bit of damage in here. It's not a bad card. Probably just swing with everything but the Harbinger. So if they're willing to double block, if they go block, double block the Sculptors of Winter on the Bergschreider, and they block the 3/5 with their 0/4, and like they can untap and just use the 0/4. On the 3/5, actually somewhat close to stabilizing. I want to bind the monsters. I think I can do better. What I want to do is draw my Cyclone Summoner, which I believe bounces the Invasion of Giants. So it's going to bounce the Eyeside Troll. I'm fine with that, though. Does it bounce the monster? I guess it does. Yeah, okay. I was confused in deck building about how that interaction was going to work, but once all the cards were in play, it's pretty obvious that bind the monster goes back to your hand. And the Eyeside Troll is back. And Sculpted Winter is back. This is a forced chump on the Summoner. You can feel free to get in on the action. Those are some fine cards to see on the top of my deck. Very fine. I drew my Snowland. Seems like a pretty good start for me. Next turn I'll play the Harbinger and foretell this. Oh, that card's good. Change of plans. Gonna bind this. Just play another Harbinger. Deal a point of damage. I think my deck plays really well in terms of a racing situation against these snow decks. Like, if I'm trying to race against a green deck, having Cyclone Summoner and the 2 Runashores is really going to advantage me. The deck's probably not that good. Like, I can't race against the cheaper white decks, but against the deck like my opponent has, my cards are going to be pretty effective at racing. So I think that my opponents, they may not realize it right now, but I think they're actually in probably pretty rough shape. Unless they have, if they have a removal spell for the Craven Hulk, like if the game doesn't get to the point where we're just, you know, racing with big creatures, if they actually kill my big creatures, maybe that will be enough. What did they put? What is this? Oh, it's a pathway with a glittering frost on it. That'll play. Bounce this fella back to the hand. I can't afford to recast it. Like that. Do I want either of these? I think the answer is no. I definitely want to continue to make my land drops, but I already had 1 land in hand, and I know I'm going to get this Scry 3, so there's no reason to wind up flooded with lands. Definitely want the Bergstrider for next turn. Actually, this land would be fine. Probably should have put the land above the Mistwalker. Make sure I get to Cyclone Summoner. Fight spell. Just don't go for Skemfar. For Skemfar! Seems like that's what's probably going on. Okay. I accept. Make things exile. It does. They obviously should have played those in the other order. I think they still would have lost the game, but... I don't know if I've said this in any of the other videos I've been making about this set. Hold the Multiverse is my pick for the most underrated card of all time in Limited. There are people that, they like to have this narrative that Behold the Multiverse wasn't that good in this format. It's probably not the best common, but it is really, really good for a common. I'm gonna... I plan that as Seeker as well. I think I'll wait a turn. Spend my mana better this turn, and the next turn I can play Inga and Bind the Monster. Probably on the Asika, unless they play something really good this turn. They can attack me. My Craven Hulk cannot block. I'm going to keep the Craven Hulk around, just because I can either run it ashore, or it will... I guess it's not going to get bounced back to my hand with Cyclone Summoner, so I probably do want to run it ashore. These all good? I think they are. We'll go with 3 top power play. What do you got, opponent? Unbind the monsters. Some sort of untapping effect. Would be quite annoying. They don't really exist in this format, at least not in a way that's heavily played. I think Wings of the Cosmos could untap things. I think I want to spend my mana this turn. Not necessarily on just end of turn run assuring them, because I think I want to play Cyclone Summoner next turn. And it doesn't really do that much to like run ashore to pass and then run ashore whatever they play. The downside of this is that the Wither Crown, they can potentially move it onto my Cyclone Summoner. But I think they will have taken so much damage by then that it won't really matter. I guess the one possibility is if they play a wizard on their turn, where they play some sort of removal spell, maybe. It seems really likely they're just going to die. There's not much they can do. Yeah. Not going to change the fact they're just going to die. Because now they're taking a massive white fiddle hit. They have no board, and I've got Run Ashore in my hand. And we've got the Bargain Basement Torrential Gear Hulk on top of the deck, waiting to see if it should become necessary to cast. It's not going to become necessary. I feel very confident. I'll bounce the Cyclone Summoner in my hand, just to show them that I could have kept going. If I needed the 7 damage this turn, I could have just bounced the Wither Crown. Alright, we're going to need some land drops. But if I get to 6 mana, I'm going to get quite a deal on a knockoff Torrential Gear Hulk. I'm not going to play Frostbite on the Despair Sentinel. Just not that scared of it. I need to play Frostbite on the battlefield. Equip the pick pass. Pick can be really scary at the start of the game, but it gets to the point somewhat quickly where like the treasures are not that scary, and once it gets to that point, it's not that big of a deal. Taking the hit a little bit, so I want to have the ability to play that run ashore. I think maybe this turn I'll double block. Maybe not. No, they're not even gonna pretend like they're gonna attack. Okay. I think I wasn't gonna block. Doing something with the treasure. Rune is speeding that guy up. Okay. Untapped land would be pretty nice. Axe Guard Cavalry. Not that nice. It's gonna be pretty hard to win this game. Guess if I draw a land, untapped land, no. It's not an untapped land. Maybe I can win from here. I have to chump the Master Skull. I think I'm not gonna chump the Sentinel. Oh, they're giving some trample. I guess I am gonna be chumping. Run ashore does not save me. It wouldn't save me. They win if they just move their equipment. Like if they play around run ashore. Also, I don't think I could win just by playing Cyclone Summoner to the next turn. I think I would still die to the haste from the Ruined Crown. Another 4/3. That deck was okay. I think as we saw, my cards were really good against the green decks and kind of bad against the white decks. Like my deck was too expensive against the white decks. But all the Run Ashores and the Cyclone Summoner made it pretty easy to beat the green decks. Till next time.